Hey pilots, my name is Bob Lyn and welcome back to another video on Wings of Heroes. In this one we are taking a look at the German fighter, the BF-109B1. And we're going to jump right into it. You can see that this plane has a max speed of 486 when max upgraded and a pretty good climb rate. But the turn time is dreadful, 21 seconds guys. And I'm just going to show you where you can find the BF-109. I can't see it here, but it's going to be in between the TBD and this premium here. And if we compare it to its three counterparts, the Macheta MC200, the Policarpov I-16, and the P-36A Hawk, all good fighters, you will see that they are slower, but they turn better than the BF-109. And that is a very, very interesting fact. Now, these were not max upgraded, and you're going to find that you will feel underpowered once you get a higher level. The guns are these Mark 16, M16 Mark IIs. I'm guessing there's some kind of MG34 derivative, maybe with higher fire rate or bigger caliber. You only get two guns, so it's not like you are very powerful in this plane right here. I have a 78% win rate currently with playing only the BF-109 and my two bombers, so it's definitely possible to play this plane without, wailing. I'm still a free-to-play player, and I believe that the BF-109 is a great starting plane. Now, we are playing the Stuka in this one, and I accidentally dropped my big bomb, so I was a little mad at that, but we are just gonna, bomb some targets here in the Stuka before we get shot down. That's pretty much the name of the game or at least in Ace Combat, Domination. So we take the base here, you can see we conquered it, and I'm just gonna see if I can shoot somebody down who is, coming towards me here. The Stuka is pretty tanky, but in a BF-109 you would lose to the P-36, the I-16, and most of the time the C-200 also in a chicken fight, like a head-on, one-on-one. So you don't want to take those fights. Now, the strengths of the BF-109 are its climb rate, its speed, and its, that's pretty much it. Compared to all the other planes in this game, and I know I make it sound not very enticing, it's not the most maneuverable, but it's damn consistent. And you can see these guns are extremely accurate and they shoot very fast. It's very easy to control this plane once you start shooting. And you can see me here, I'm just trying to tail these guys, but the way you want to play the BF-109 is employing a tactic that is actually a real tactic in aviation. It's called boom and zoom. It's basically what you call energy fighting. And what you're seeing right here is boom and zoom. You boom and zoom, basically. You zoom down to your target with a high speed. We're going 540 kilometers an hour here. And you make sure that you have so much speed and you come from such a steep, high angle that the enemy does not have time to react. That is what the BF-109 did in real life too. And its biggest counter was the Spitfire, because the Spitfire was highly maneuverable, whereas the BF-109 was not as maneuverable. Now you can see here we're fighting this I-16, and your biggest threats in the BF-109 is going to be once you start reaching level 30, level 40, and you start meeting these, well, better fighters. The BF-109 is an early war design. Of course, they improved on it during the war, and it got better and better, but this is one of the earlier designs. As you can see, this is the B1. We go up all the way up to Golf or G, I think, and E. So this is a starting plane. But it's one of the better starting planes out there, because it can actually handle itself versus the higher tier planes here. You see we're easily taking out this P-36 here. And right now in this game here, we're not really being threatened. But trust me, it's not every game where I have a lot of fun in the BF-109. But if you want to save up to some of the higher tier planes, and you want to stay free to play, I believe the BF-109 is a plane you need to get down and play a lot. So again, we find an unsuspecting target. It's the same 4-star guy, but as you can see here, we simply can't turn to actually keep up with that C-200. So it's a, you have a very, very small window of opportunity to actually get a plane shot down. And that's why I like taking these long-range fights. You can see 900 meters is pretty good range, and we can actually shoot at people from very far away. Now this is max upgraded BF-109. And all my guides from now on will be in a max upgraded plane, not one that has no upgrades. Because as you know, it's a time delay, the upgrade part of the game, so your plane will progressively get better. So what you're seeing me do here is I'm at 1600 meters right now, climbing altitude. We can get pretty high actually, and we do have the ability to reach the bombers past 2000. But we're going to use our speed here. You see we're going up in speed, going up in speed. I'm trying to match this C200, making sure that I'm on his trajectory as soon as, you know, he gets there. I'm also contemplating taking the base here. You see me aim down. I'm like, no, it's more fun shooting another plane. It's this 4-star guy again. And we have been taking him out. So my strategy in the BF-109 is I usually take my Stuka out first, you know, my light bomber, or interceptor, fighter bomber. I don't know what they classify it as in this game. In the real world, it's a dive bomber, but anyways. I take that out, bomb some targets like you saw in the beginning. And then once I get shot down, I bring out my fighter, my BF-109, to take out all the enemy fighters. And for example, this 4-star guy, I mean, he was first in a P-36, then he was in his I-16, and now he's in his C-200. And actually, that's a lot of their fighter power taken out, and we might have air superiority. You can see we already have 2 caps, so currently we are doing pretty good. And if these guys don't hop in their bombers, they're gonna lose the game. But there you go, we got him. We did get him, and you can see the guns are consistent. They just don't deal that much damage, and that might also have to do with the fact that these are higher tier planes. Now, when you first get the BF-109, you're going to be feeling that it is a tad bit slow in the turn. It's going to be even slower in turning than it is at max level. But you're going to feel the gun power is insane, especially if you play the game modes with aim assist. And I do encourage you to play aim assist game modes to get the hang of the game down, basically. Don't hop into ace game modes immediately, because it is a learning curve. Because you have to aim with your plane, you don't have any aim assist. But against A5Ms like you see here, against the I-15s, the Swordfish, you're going to absolutely demolish them. And there's going to be a couple, like, 5 to 10 levels where you're the, you know, the dominating plane in the sky. But once you meet your first I-16, you meet your first C200, you will be outclassed. And that's where you have to use your brain. And energy tactics is one of the things that the BF-109 can actually pull off. If you're getting tailed by somebody, and let's say they're about 1 kilometer away, they're gaining slowly on you, but you do have some distance between you and them. Going into a steep climb and just looking behind you to see how close they are is a very good idea, because the climb rate on a BF-109 is very good. And the speed, like I said. So you might actually just stall just before they get in range, and you can shoot your guns, you know, do a Cobra, an inverted Cobra basically, and actually get your guns off. There are ways to do this. But here is the second clip, and this is again what I was talking about. I will probably upload a video soon about strategy in this game, because there's definitely a way to win this. And the reason I almost have an 80% win rate is because of the bomber strategy here. So what I do is I take as many caps, like I said, in my Stuka. Here we're getting chased by 4 bandits. If you look at the map, I make sure to drop all my bombs, and then I'm just gonna go into this steep climb and see if I can take out 1 or 2 guys. Most likely only 1, since it's a Stuka, I'm not that tanky. But we did get the C200, so joke's on you, my friend. But look at that, the I-16 with its massive amounts of guns takes us out. So now I'm gonna jump in my fighter, and I'm gonna do a purge, basically. I'm gonna clean up all the fighters I can before I take out my big bomber. And you know, there's some games like this game and the other one I showed you, where I don't even get to the bomber because it just so happened that the BF-109 took out everybody else. I think my highest kills in a game was 15? 14 or something in the BF-109. That was in a aim assist game though, so it, you know, it was a little bit easier. But in this one, I think my highest in ace combat, I think it's 10 in the BF-109. And you know, guys, like I said, I'm still level 62. I haven't purchased any plane, I haven't spent any money in this game, I don't plan to. It's possible to play this free to play. And I'm hoping to see like a tech tree at some point in this game, a friends list. Rotors, if you are watching this video, I know your game is quite new, but we would love to see a friends list so we can add each other and play together, because it just so happens that your game is pretty nice. But yeah, let's go back to the BF-109 here. You can see I'm just looking at my map, making sure I can get into fights. If I don't, you know, kill somebody outright or shoot them down outright, it's just also good to do damage, because remember guys, damage in this game is permanent. There's no heals. And once you take damage to your engine, it can be pretty detrimental to your, you know, fighting ability, as we just completely shredded that I-16, man. I have nothing against people who play I-16s, but I don't have it myself, so, you know, getting shot down by it multiple times, you do kind of, you know, get a grudge against it. But I could just purchase it. I have enough gold for it, but I would rather, honestly, I'm waiting for the, I'm waiting for something else for gold. But yeah, I also have a bias towards these German planes. You notice I have the Stuka, the Dornier, and the BF-109. I also have the A5M. And the A5M is a really good fighter, man. It's actually, I don't know, it's actually sleeper OP. Because once I die in my BF-109 and my bomber, for example, if I only have my A5M left, my Zero, it's so maneuverable. But the gunpowder power is so lacking that you can just keep tailing somebody forever and chunk away at them. It's super funny. I'm of course also going to upload an A5M video once that thing is max upgraded, but I haven't actually had the need to upgrade that thing, I felt. So here we have another I-16, and you can see it's way more maneuverable than us. We actually couldn't keep up with him, but we don't have our, you know, speed advantage here. So now we're going to gain speed by going down. So you see me here, I'm looking at the arrows in the top. You can see the red arrows indicate to me where they actually are, you know, to me, and not in the map, because the map can throw you off sometimes. So you need to use the arrows, guys, to make sure you have your situational awareness, because like I said, the map can be tricky. But yeah, this is pretty much the BF-109 gameplay. You are a, you know, air superiority fighter. You make sure that there is nobody out there who can take out your bombers, because the name of the game is pretty much to capture points or destroy the enemy team. And 80% of the player base is out here to try to destroy the other team in their new purchased fighter, which is super fun. So that's why you gotta be a little bit strategic when you employ your fighter yourself. Employ it, you know, at a time where you know that you have time to just have fun and shoot down some enemy planes. Because if you're behind on caps, you don't want to deploy your fighter. But I'm gonna make a, you know, like I said, strategic guide on how to play Wings of Heroes Ace Combat Domination at some point in the near future. Until then, I don't really have much to say about this plane here. I mean, it's a new game. There's not really that many things in it yet. But things to take away from this: it's a great starting plane. It's an amazing starting fighter to learn the game. It's a punishing plane to play if you aren't, you know, aware of the map. If you're not aware of people on your 6, if you're not aware of your surroundings, it can be a tough plane to play. But it's fast. And if you employ boom and zoom energy fighting, you're going to be very successful in this plane. And it's what it did in real life too. That's how they got bomber formations. They came from up high and came down low, left in a hurry too. That's, you know, that's the zoom part. The boom and the zoom. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm probably going to be making a Dornier 17 video next, since that's the only other plane I have max upgraded. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this Wings of Heroes video, and I'm going to be signing out. My name is BF-109. See you later.